come do a 10-minute routine with my sliding discs for my abs, my thoracic mobility, shoulder mobility, and hip strength. So first I'm going to do shoulder flexion and kind of sliding forward. This is working my scapular stabilizers, but also working on the mobility of my shoulder. If you are over 40, you need to be doing mobility exercises for at least 10 minutes a day. Heck, if you're in your 30s, you need to do mobility exercises 10 minutes a day. So notice I did left and right because remember, you have two sides. So I'm doing 10. Now, we're going to do shoulder abduction. I am going away. This is really helpful for a stiff thoracic spine and that pesky upper back pain that we get from sitting, also from having boobs. So I'm doing both sides. And I actually find this much harder than the exercise right before, but it's really good. I love these little sliding discs. They're called the core next door. That makes me laugh. Now I'm going into a mid-thoracic spine stretch, and I like how the discs make it feel really seamless and like I am coordinated, which I am not. Yeah, no. Okay, now I am doing a swimming, which is a full shoulder range of motion and working on my thoracic spine mobility, and I am stiff. I don't know if you can see it, but yes, I am stiff. So working on my back muscles, working on my shoulder mobility, working on my thoracic mobility, and somehow with these little discs, it makes it easier and it seems fun. And novelty is great for my ADHD brain, which if you're in perimenopause and you didn't know you had ADHD, welcome, it's coming. Back to the mid-thoracic spine stretch, doing swimming again with a different position. Now this kind of diagonal reaching back, a variation of a swimming exercise, feels very intuitive, and it feels like my lymphatic system needs this. It's kind of a bit of a twist. Back to mid-thoracic. Now I'm going to do the standing version. So in the physical therapy world, if you're doing hip exercises, you will recognize this as a skater. I struggle to do skaters, but this core next door helps make it a little more seamless. Now there's also a physical therapy exercise called steamboats, where you're kicking your leg forward to the side and back, and that's what we're about to do, but with this little disc. So here we go. Oh wait, I lied. I'm doing a skater again. Whoops, we have two sides. I need to do both sides. Sorry. That's what's coming next, is a steamboat. This is nothing fancy, guys. This is literally what I did because I had 10 minutes, because I had a patient accidentally no-show she didn't know. Here are those steamboats. Kicking forward, not too difficult. Then I am going to go to the side. And I'm like, wait, am I doing a skater? No. Less range of motion, less range of motion. I'm keeping my other leg straight. And then what I will do after this is I will kick straight back. And we do have less hip extension, which is going back, than we have hip flexion. And sometimes when I do exercises, if you ever watch me on this, I might not do it correctly the first time or two because my brain gets stuck and it's like, wait, what am I doing? I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you. This never used to happen to me, but since perimenopause, it's like my brain has like a glitch in the matrix, and it's something that I might have known forever. For instance, later when you see me do a reverse lunge, this past week or two, the reverse lunge, when I go to do it, I'm like, how do I do it? How do I do it? So once again, this is a steamboat, so we're going out to the side. So this is hip abduction. My hip is getting tired. You saw me do a little pause. Then we're going to go into hip extension. Remember, we don't have as much hip extension as hip flexion. This is great for your glutes, but it's also stretching the front of your hip. I am a bit tired at this point. Not from these exercises, from all the other stuff, and I'm sore from the day before. Okay, now we are going to do our mobility, and this is my hip cars. I have been really focusing on my hip mobility. So the hip cars, such as this, which is controlled articular rotations, can be done on your hands and knees. It can be done on your side. It can be done in standing. And I do about 4 to 5 reps on each side. And I know that this is super good for me because, one, it's mobilizing the side I am moving, but it's also stabilizing the knee that's down and working on my glute med. Your glute med is that side butt muscle. Your glute max is the big butt muscle. And I'm trying to show you real exercise routines done by me, the real human. And I'm trying to show both sides, and I'm trying to show the correct reps so that you can do this at home with me. So save this so that you can do it with me. Right now, I am doing a thoracic car. And if you are a person who does functional range conditioning and you see this and you're like, oh my gosh, that girl's horrible. Yeah. This is what perimenopause looks like, y'all, when you become stiff. And I am really working to move segment by segment by arching my back up. Oh, yeah, got to get my toes up. I forgot. So then I'm going from the sacrum all the way back up to my neck, and I'm going to drop my head down, and I'm going to go segment by segment through my thoracic spine, which is your upper back. And that felt good, but it was a little rough. Now we're going to do some hip range of motion, working on my internal rotation. I did a little quick warm up side to side, and then we're going to really kind of get into it. I apologize for the weird view here, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. I decided to be bold and show you the ridiculous limited range of motion of Dr. Wendy Chorney, 44-year-old physical therapist. And I challenge you to do this too. If you do this, tag me, stitch it, let me see it. These straight leg raises are for my hip flexor, which weirdly enough, we have to start training our hip flexors because they're weak. So this straight leg raise, I'm sitting up really tall, I'm tightening my belly. You can't tell, but I am. And next, we're going to go into abs and stabilization. I'm checking my transversus abdominis. I'm checking my motion. I did a little pelvic tilt there to find out where I'm at. Okay, now we're going to do a little tabletop tapping. So I'm trying to do 10 taps, and I am keeping my abs engaged. When I engage my transversus abdominis, I'm going to tighten my abs on the exhale, and if I need to take a breath, I will. I try not to let my back arch too much, but I'm doing these little tippy taps, and they've been really working for me. Do it again. Oh, that leg didn't get all the way down. I'm a work in progress, y'all. What can I say? I might be just like you. I'm working on getting off that struggle bus. So next we're going to do some dynamic lumbar stabilization, and this is a basic progression. I don't really do this one as much anymore because I'm at a higher level, but I want to show you if that tabletop we just did was too hard, you can do this. So I'm tightening my belly, reaching out, coming back, tightening my belly, reaching out, coming back. And yes, we're engaging our transversus abdominis, but we're also engaging our obliques. You really don't need to do the muscles all in isolation by any means. I just need you to know how to fire the abs. If the one I just did was too hard for you, then you can do this one, where you're just basically lifting one leg up at a time. I'm monitoring my pelvis, making sure it's not rocking back and forth everywhere, making sure my low back isn't like arching off the table, nor do I have pinching in my hips or pain in my back. If any exercise causes you sharp pain or a stabbing pain or a very specific pain, please stop. Pain is not a foreshadowing of what's to come. Pain is what is. Okay, so there's my stabilization for my abs. This is a basic bridge. So doing a bridge helps you make your butt muscle stronger, specifically your glute max. That is the big butt muscle. If I had to pick one exercise for all my ladies to do, because if you only had time for one, it is this one. If you have pelvic floor issues, you can engage your pelvic floor with this bridge as you lift. It is a requirement for all my hypermobile people, for all my bendy people. Basically, because we sit so much, our glutes have become very atrophied. And even though I have strong glutes, I still sometimes feel weak doing this. So you can do 2 leg or 1 leg. With the 1-legged bridge, most of the time people can't hold as long. But with the 2-legged bridge, you could do 10 times 10 seconds. Here I am doing a single leg bridge, and I'm basically going up, engaging my glutes, and coming back down. Remember, we have 2 sides. So in theory, I should do this on both sides. Oh, good. I did remember to do it on both sides. I am now officially sweating at this point of the video. I should have taken my jacket off. I didn't. See how I got a little slower there? I looked at the camera and thought, oh man, I'm tired. Well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.